MBX Films, heading back into the ring because I'm going to be opening up my first Ultimate Edition figure. Haven't had an Ultimate Edition figure yet. There's Elite series that has more articulation than the basic series. There's entrance grates and different lines, but this is the newer version, Ultimate. And it'll be the Triple H. And this is kind of around the time that he's winning his first WWF Championship. It's kind of what this is representing, especially for my collection. Kind of doing Attitude Era, but mostly, as I'm finding out doing these, my collection is more the Nintendo 64 video games era. That's part Attitude Era, part kind of transitioning out of that. So we're talking, you know, up to the year 2000, a little bit over, a little bit under. I realized my only Triple H from that time period was the long tights, that he was still, you know, early in DX, not towards the WWF Championship yet. So I was like, oh, well, hey, they made an Ultimate figure of the approximate time period I need, so wow, let's open him up and see what all of this comes with. What makes it so ultimate? How do you get into these things? Give it a slice. A lot of slices. That's a triple slice for a Triple H. This is my first one I'm opening here. Holy smokes, there's tape at every crevice. Okay, we got a little description of what an Ultimate figure entails. Allegedly, better articulation to recreate things like signature moves and such. We'll see how he compares. A lot of stuff here. Water bottle, much like Triple H, I do enjoy taking one gulp of water and then throwing the water bottle away. I'm wasteful like that. Got a little chainmail piece. I don't think he used that for too long for his entrances, but interesting way they did that. I mean, obviously a little easier to make it solid one piece, even though it should be clear through there, but I just did it black with kind of the silver over the top. Of course he comes with the sledgehammer because, you know, how else is he supposed to win? Super annoying D-bag hat that I hate. I always hated when he had this hat, but I guess I was supposed to, so the hat did its job well. We got open hands, probably for some particular posing and whatnot, but fist hands. Of course, every right hand has the tape, so it matches his look there. Of course, the Attitude Era style belt. It's always kind of my favorite world title belt, just because that was kind of the main time I was watching WWF, so that's a pretty awesome one to have. They have all the coloring and stuff printed on the head, the main plate, but nothing on the side plates, so whoops-a-daisy. That's missing some detail there, but at least it's shiny. Multiple heads. Here's with the hair behind the ears, so you can see the ears and his kind of sideburn beard hair slicked back. It's kind of a messier look with a yelling expression. And the head that the figure comes with is just like this one, but with the hair down over the ears. So yeah, I mean, you can switch between those for the normal looks, or if you want the wild kind of screaming head. I think it was saying about being able to recreate mid-match appearances, so maybe his hair gets crazier and he had it slicked back for his entrance just from, you know, coating himself in water as he does. So options. As far as Ultimate being more articulated, I feel like legs and arms seem like they are the same as Elite for the most part. He just has a different chest piece. The Elite ones kind of have a hinge, and this has maybe a little more rotation to it, but this style just reminds me of an older style that they used to do for WWF figures. I don't know if it was around R-Tech 3 style, or they called like Signature Move, or I don't know what they were called something, but I don't know, I wouldn't say there's any super extra articulation to this, but we have swappable parts and things, so I mean, it comes with the open hands for holding accessories, so I feel like that might be the better hands to even keep, just because he might, if you're displaying it, you might want to have him hold both sort of handheld items, or looks like the hat probably is meant for the slicked back hair. Not going to fit on the other ones very well. And he wore it backwards like a complete a-hole, as one does. I'd imagine to get this chainmail on, we're going to need to do a head swap. So, we'll do what I believe is the entrance head. Oh, where I put this on, don't. Here's your little gear. Okay. Well, the hair kind of makes it difficult to do the swap there. So I don't really think he wore the hat and the chainmail as an entrance, so kind of not really meant to be even combining them. It even shows on the box, you know, here's a picture of his entrance with the chainmail, and he's not wearing his hat, so I think we're just given options and things here to do, you know, whatever. Of course, he'd probably be wearing his title. The little tabs on the back aren't the best for sticking that on there, but kind of have an entrance form for Triple H there versus some of the other heads. I don't know if I quite have a favorite head out of them, just looking at them here. Usually I'm not a fan of the yelling heads, but it does make it seem a little more alive on the shelf. I don't know, maybe the head that it came with is probably one of the better, unless you're wanting him there. I think the last thing I would do in my collection is pose him with the WWF title. Saw him enough with it, had my fill, don't want it displayed that way. Again, my collection is probably more based off of Nintendo 64 games like WrestleMania 2000, where you're just getting into Triple H being a heavyweight champion contender and all that, and then going on into WWF No Mercy time period where basically every storyline related to the world title is you fighting Triple H, unless you have chosen Triple H, and then it will be some awkward replacement for the story mode where someone else is mysteriously married to Stephanie McMahon, so... Alright, so this is kind of a hole in my collection. I didn't have, you know, champion style Triple H to go with all my other Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Mankind sort of lineup there, so I'd say the Ultimate figures probably I won't be ending up with too many of those, just because I would assume most of the time they're going to be doing main eventers, and I kind of just like some of the lower card people are more interesting to me than some of the main event that you see a lot. But with this, you know, I had no good Triple H like this, and I'm sure they released other ones of Triple H in this time period, but this was actually probably more spot on for the exact time period that I was going for. So I was like, hey, let's try out that Ultimate style. You know what? Yelling head does not go on very well. In fact, all the heads but the one it comes with, unless I'm just not getting it in there. Seems to sit high there, but... Again, he does have the open hands if you're going to do maybe a DX pose, although he was kind of leaning away from that, kind of building his own character. And then you have the fist if you want him doing a punch here, but you're going to need these open hands if you want, you know, his holdable accessories, or even if he was happening to be holding the title. I don't know if this particularly needed to be an Ultimate. Sure, Triple H probably just thought he, by God, deserved an Ultimate figure, so nothing was really going to stop him from having that happen. But I am happy it did happen, because this is a pretty definitive version that I'll be able to switch out the heads from time to time just to switch it up. I mean, that kind of helps, you know, you don't want a stagnant display. Sometimes you gotta move things around or even switch up. You know, I might not display it with the chainmail and things like that at first, but possibly later I would dig that out, display, but probably another figure gonna get the WWF title, you know. I'd rather see it on literally about anyone else from that time period than Triple H, but Triple H has enough accessories to play around with there anyway, so I have to get a Stephanie McMahon from the same time there. Yeah, definitely represents Triple H from kind of that time period of those games, and kind of the later Attitude Era that kind of paid more attention to Triple H since he was in the main event scene more than before, when he was just around the European Championship and Intercontinental Championship scenes. So, pretty good. Happy to add it. First Ultimate Edition figure. Not super ultimate, but does come with quite a bit, so I'm happy with it. Meow, meow, time by meow, meow, meow.